Julio Foolio talks about his father dying. He talks about a lot of situations with his father. Let's hear some of the clips and the highlight on Foolio and his father's situation. Y'all go to Vlad TV to listen to the entirety of the clips that I'm about to play on his interview titled Foolio on his dad, etc., etc. Go to Vlad TV for the entire interview. I'm just playing you guys a snippet so I can transform it into a YouTube content allowed by YouTube standards of fair use, and I'm gonna give you my commentary and truthful opinion on the matter of the situation. Let's go.
Okay, well, let's talk about your father for a second.
Yeah.
You were how old when he died?
I think I was like 13.
Right.
What happened to him?
He had got in an altercation with somebody. He beat somebody up, right? And I guess after he beat the person,
Julio made sure he added that part to his father. Like he started the whole conversation with like, yeah, he beat up somebody, like, and the way he rubbed his hand like Bird, man, you could tell Julio loved his dad and everything his dad stood for, because a lot of dudes don't got, like, I mean, there a lot of people who lost their father or whatever, they don't know much about their parent, or maybe their dad didn't live up to some type of role model way. But the way Julio already started the conversation, he admired his father. I mean, what son wouldn't? You know what I mean?
no, the person couldn't take the ass whipping, so they shot him. You know what I'm saying? They went and got a gun, came back.
Rest in peace to his father. I didn't laugh at the notion of his father dying. Let me rewind that. I laughed because he said the dude got his ass whooped. He got, y'all know the other word. I don't want to get in trouble and flagged by YouTube, but the dude got his ass whooped, and then he had to run back. Sound like a lot of bitch-made dudes I know in real life, bruh. Like, they speak all that highly, this and that. Oh, let's go blow for blow, educational purpose. That's why I ain't trying to fight nobody. If you meet me and you just, oh, bro, we supposed to fight each other, bro, this ain't no YouTuber doing no celebrity boxing type ish, bro. I ain't getting paid no contract or nothing like that, gang. I'm going to whip that out on you and defend myself. I live in Florida, stand your ground. And if I do move out of Florida, it'll be another state that got stand your ground. Big facts. Gang, I don't got time for that. So for a lot of you cowards out here, I guess the F-boys took Foolio's pops out, because you got to be an F-boy to lose a fight and get overly emotional. Now you got to take a man's life. That's the most cowardly thing I've always been against that.
So they shot him. You know what I'm saying? They went and got a gun, came back and shot. You know what I'm saying? They went and got a gun, came back and shot him. The person up, the person couldn't take the ass whipping, so they shot him. You know what I'm saying? They went and got a gun, came back and shot him.
Okay, and in terms of your dad getting into it with people, was that like just a strange occurrence, or was he someone that was really in the streets and really out there thugging?
My dad was thugging, like Rick, his name Rick the Ruler.
You should see his face. Like, when Vlad asked him that question, he was like, yeah, my dad was thugging. His name is Rick the Ruler. Like, I'm trying to tell y'all that man has a lot of pridefulness about his dad. Like, you could tell his dad was in Foolio's life, at least to the point where it changed Foolio in a sense. Because maybe the dad wasn't there every day. I don't know. But as far as the love between a father and a son, it's always going to be there. And you can just see it in Julio Foolio's face.
In the streets and really out there thugging.
My dad was thugging, like Rick, his name Rick the Ruler, like he ran his block like the whole
ran his block.
Like,
notice how Foolio's telling you he ran his block. He's making sure, like, even though his dad is not here no more, he's going to preach the goodness about his dad's name so you can have respect for his father. Now, that's a father's son for real right there.
His name Rick the Ruler, like, he ran his block, like, the whole 21st Murder, like, he ran that section, like, that was his.
If you from the 21st Murder and you know anything about these stories of Rick the Ruler, which is the father of Julio Foolio, let us know in the comment section. Share some of it. Not anything that can get a motherfucker indicted out here, but share some of it so we can break it down and discuss this, you know, just to get informed a little bit more, man.
Section. He from the north side too, but he from like another part of the north side. But my dad ran this section, like he was a real big gangster, like, yeah.
Okay. And in terms of what he wanted from you, you know, for you, I mean, did he want you to follow his footsteps, or was he trying to kind of push you away from what he was doing himself?
To be honest, I couldn't even tell you, because I was with my daddy, but we were like, we wasn't together long enough for us to, you know what I'm saying, for him to see me get on the football team. And
I like that when Foolio said his dad wasn't, you know, living long enough to see him get on the football team. I guess what he's trying to say is, I've always around my daddy, but as I got older, he was already dead because he died when Julio Foolio was 11 years old or something to that extent, or 13 years old. I might be wrong. And being that young, losing your dad, for Julio Foolio, he's talking about the transformation of the man process. Dad wasn't around for that. He was dead. Rest in peace. Now, when Julio Foolio speaks on that, not many rappers today go in details about their father and open up in a way where you can tell that this man got love, unconditional love type ish. So when Vlad asked him a fair question too, a good question by Vlad, like, did your dad raise you to follow in his footsteps, being that he's a so-called stepper out here, a real one out here running his block? Did he want Foolio to follow in the same paths and do the same thing? A lot of people want to know if you're going to glorify your dad like that. And Foolio is trying to explain to Vlad, no, because of what I said earlier. He didn't get to grow with Foolio at that time. So being that Foolio didn't have a quick answer for that, I can tell the dad didn't try to make Foolio be no stepper out here. Maybe to respect yourself, but not to be doing what Foolio allegedly might be doing out here or whatnot. But I guess it is what it is, man. When you in these trenches, you need to learn some of the things out here. It may not be to you or my liking, but this is what the guys need to do to live and survive where they're from. It's easy to preach all day if you don't know the shoes that man walked through or that woman walked through. You gotta put on the shoes sometimes of somebody else to get an understanding of where they come from. Not everybody is just so-called thug who wild out of here. To hear these fatherly stories of a so-called thug dude, a real rapper, street rapper, whatever you call the Julio Foolio type of rappers. When you hear a guy like that break down the details of his father's situation, it's entrenched and embedded with who he is today. I gotta salute that, gang. Where I come from, that's nothing but love, unconditional love. You get to look deeper into a rapper and put them in me and yours point of view. I get to look at them in a worldly, fashionable way as an actual rapper. Like, you ain't gonna just look at him like, oh, he just a rowdy Piper dude out here. Nah, pause. He's a real individual, real feelings. This is not a video game. Once again, I said this so many times. This ain't GTA. These dudes is living for real. They're going through pains. When they go to these funerals, folks in them is dying in real life. They ain't coming back. These niggas is really going through it at the moment, and you playing around with it. That's not something to play with right now at the moment in time, if it's making sense to y'all. I'm just out here on my Wild Wild West behavior looking at a scenario that ain't been right for a hot minute now. It ain't been right, gang. So when I see Foolio saying what he's saying, I gotta just say, brother, like, whatever you've been through, I can hear it in your voice. I can see it in these type of interviews, these intimate videos you doing, bro. Like, shout out to you, Julio, man. Out of everybody, no disrespect to Young Ace, I like his vibe too. I like Case and all them boys, but you've been opening more in a more honest way. Not saying that Young Ace is lying, but you've been more transparent than many rappers who came about after you. So shout out to Julio Foolio, man. I'm your God bless one. Hit that like button, hit that notification bell. Come rock out with the most winningest team out here. I smoke hip hop live.